Now you want to work and be all echoey, don't you? Here we go. Does that work? Let me see. Can y'all hear me now? And am I echoing? Hey guys, can y'all hear me yet? Let's see, can y'all hear me yet? No, we got an echo. I have two audio things in here. Let's see. If I delete this, will this stop it from echoing? No, they're still both going. My IT guy is still in Vegas. How can't I delete this? Lester! Oh, I'm not using that keyboard, that's why. This keyboard. Will that work? No. Okay. How about this? Is this still echoing? Y'all let me know if you think it is echoing still. Now no sound. Of course. Okay. How about this one? Do we still have sound now? How about now? Hey guys. Okay. Sorry guys, it's really hard to rush in. I've been gone all day to Vegas. Okay. And just rushing in the door right now, so stressful to get it going. I'm not too tech savvy with this OBS stuff. Hey Vanessa, hey Nikki, glad you're here even though you're catching your first live while I'm a hot mess here. Hey Angela, hey Casey, hey Vanessa, hey Jody, hey V, hey Nicole, hey Danny, hey Alva. You failed your test by 64, you're just trying for that 70, yep. And Jennifer passed, congratulations. Hey Melissa, hey Renee, hey Bright Farms, hey Blondie. Mama Nessa, I'm listening to an audio book that has a character in it with that name. Hey Go-Kart, hey Sandy, hey Elizabeth, hey Nikki, hey Alvin, hey Moga. Good to see you guys. Hey Blondie. Hey Patrice. Good to see you. Hey Elizabeth. Hi Diana. Hey Sandy. Hey Marlene. Congratulations, Jen. Hey Jeanette. Hey Deep. Good to see you. Hello, Angela. Hey, Johns. Hey, Amy. Good to see you. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Little Joe. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Gupta. Good to see you. Hey, Santos. Hey, Philly. Good to see you. Hey, Heather. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Angie. Congratulations. Hey, Rosh. I'm trying. These are the questions that I had on Monday. We did most of them, so I'm going to skip through these. I unfortunately did not have time to prep any extra questions for tonight's live, but we had some lab and path and some here that we didn't get to. And what else did I have? Medicine questions. And we'll just have to fill in the rest of the time with something else. I can do book prep for radiology, or we can always do some immunizations or MOS surgeries, because I like doing those on the fly, or I can answer questions for you guys. But for now, let's get out those CPT books and let's look up these codes. So it's good for you guys to go along with me and bring out your CPT books and try to get to the codes as fast as I do. Muscle memory is just as important as watching my lives. Getting to the codes and finding them, getting comfortable in the book, knowing where things are at is a lot of the issues in this book for sure. So be sure and try to follow along here. Since all these codes are in alignment together, we are just going to run to the first one in numerical order, which is 88300, which is our level 1 for our surgical path. And thinking about it, this is just a visual is all it is. It's the pathologist is going to look at it and give their opinion on it with their own eyeballs. Level 2 is they're also going to look at it with their eyes, but they're also going to use a microscope. The 4 is a level 3 for pathology. And what you have to do here is just do a word search of what did they remove from the body and look for it here. And same thing with 07. Some tips that I have for you guys on 07 and 04 are things like, let me get rid of the camera. We always know our 04, isn't that gallbladder? Yep, that's gallbladder. If they removed a gallbladder, it's always here. And for an 07, that is our craniotomy. So if they work on the brain, it's always that. So we've got our eyes, or a visual. We've got eyes and microscope, or we have a brain worked on, or a gallbladder. In general, most of the time with their questions. Now that we know something about each answer, that's the only time that we're going to go and look at the question. I don't recommend rating the questions because you're not going to have enough time to go word to word, read every single question, and then go to the answers. The best technique is to go the answers first. Think about your differences in these codes or in these answers, and then only look for those differences in the question. So I only need to know, did they use their eyes? Did they use a microscope? Or what did they remove? Brain or gallbladder? So we're just going to do a word search from the bottom up of this question, and we're just going to see what we were asked to do for what body part. What do you guys think the answer is? You can put your answers in chat. Nicole, I haven't gotten any scheduled right now. My life is just way too busy with the full-time job. My kids are home for the summer and doing 3 free classes every week, and it's just crazy. I have a trip for my mom scheduled next week to see her baby brother who's turning 70 years old on June 10th. We are traveling to go see him next week on the 8th through the 13th for his 70th birthday. I just have way too much going on, so I don't have any duck classes scheduled because I can't prep the questions for it. I just can't right now until August. If I get a break in July, I will, but my oldest son had his vacations in May. My mom gets her vacation in June, and then my littlest boys, the two 14-year-olds, want to go to Universal Studios in Cali in July. So it's just one thing after another, plus the full-time job, that I'm just not able to do the duck classes right now. I'm sorry. You just ordered all the rest of the practice tests. Good. Get all A, B, C, D, E, and F. If you need to choose between them, and you can't afford all 6, get D, E, F, because A, B, and C are on Quizlets. All right, great. This doesn't give us a body part, but it does tell us a surgery. And if you know your anatomy terms, you do know that this is a gallbladder. Yep. This one does microscope. This one does microscope. The only one that does not do a microscope is D. Does not do a microscope. Just an FYI. These are all similar. They just wanted to know if you knew how to pick out the answer. That's all. You will have one of these codes as a possible answer. The important thing to know about these codes, because they will show up on the exam. Take off these glasses, they're hurting my face. Is the difference between 07 and 09. So these two codes probably will end up being on the exam. Note their coloration in my notes. But if you look at like colon underneath number 07, you'll notice that when they do a resection, because both 07 and both 09 are both for resections of all kinds of parts, but if they're going to do a resection, they're always going to be an 07 or an 09. But the difference is 07 is other than a tumor, and then if you look at colon over here under resection under 09, you get for tumor. They're going to want to know if you know the difference between what a tumor is and what anything other than a tumor is, like proper names. So no omas here, no omas over here on number 7 versus cancerous, super bad, scary stuff here on 09. That shows up in quite a bit of few things. If you look under stomach, it says also other than tumor. If you look at small intestines, it says other than tumor. And then over here under 09, it says tumor under stomach and under small intestines too. It says resection for tumor. So those are your ones that will probably likely be on any medical coding certification exam, whether it's a HEMA or a APC, either one. This is a really popular area to pick on. So be sure you work on any kind of practice questions you can find with 88307 or 88309 in the question. Here's your rationale for this one. I'm going to check chat, see if I had any questions. Aw, thanks, Andrea. I think I did an overview of what to expect on the certification exam. Then that was my first thing. All right. Nothing else. Ovary 2. Yep, ovary 2. Perfect. Good job. All right, let's look at these codes real quick. We've got 96360 in 3 of the answers. So that would have me run into that code first to see what's going on with it. We got chemotherapy. This one's really, really unique in that the guidelines are what you need to know, not the CPT code descriptor, which is crazy. So let me see, where is the example? I don't have these notes done for 2023 yet, but we're going to be looking for the one that says 60, right? So in these guidelines on page 829 of your CPT book, you need to go through here and mark these up as you find them. Right here, they're telling you that 3 hours, right here, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. equals your 96360 with the 96361 times 2. So that's for 3 hours. I would write 3 hours equals and then write that out just like they have it done. Then let's see. This one's for 4 hours, right? 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. The service is not continuous. Oh my. They're going to get all kinds of crazy with that one. Oh, we got hydration. Be sure that you know that the minimum duration of hydration needs to be at least 31 minutes. Anything less than that, you're not going to bill for it. And the way that you read 96360 and 61 in the CPT code descriptors can be very confusing. And they go up in increments of 15 minutes. Let's look at this question and see how much time we've got on this one. So time is what we need from the question. We don't need to know who they are, why they're being seen. To be able to do this question, the only thing I'm going to need is how much time. So if they're an hour-long infusion, it's probably just going to be A. If they're 3 hours, we've already discussed the times 2 was for 3 hours. So let's check out our question real quick. How much time do we have? What do you guys think the answer is? Y'all can put it in chat. Yep, Jen, that's 3 hours. Yes. You had something like that on your test? Awesome. These codes are often picked on the exam because the CPT code descriptor is misleading the way that it is described next to the code. So if B was the answer, we would have 3 hours. If A is the answer, we would have 1 hour and 30 minutes if A was the answer. If C is the answer, we would have 1 hour and 31 minutes to $2 here, and then 65 is intravenous infusion therapy, prophylaxis, diagnosis. Are we doing intravenous infusion therapy? Nope. We are doing hydration therapy, which is our hydration infusion, which is 60. So that's not what we're doing. We have 1 hour and 32 minutes, and that falls in line with here. When you look at the CPT code descriptor for 96360, it does, even though it says initial 31 minutes to 1 hour, it does up to 1 hour and 30 minutes, 15-minute, or our guideline that says that infusion has to be at least 31 minutes long before we can count it as even being coded at all anyway. With those guidelines included, then that descriptor changes. So what I do in my notes that you guys have or purchase or see in my lives, I change this CPT descriptor and I put examples around it. Example 1 hour and 10 minutes is just this code by itself. because it's really for 1 hour and 30 minutes. If I move down here to the 61, use if over or at 1 hour and 31 minutes. Then I have the 3-hour example written right there in the shadows, and that's the one that has the times 2. 2 hours would be these two codes together. That gets me enough to get through the CPC exam or a HEMA, and just changing these descriptors up and putting the examples is super helpful. You will probably see one of these questions on the exam. Probably. Any questions? Did I confuse y'all? Are y'all good? So be sure and go through those hydration guidelines. There's a reason why there's 2.5 pages of writing there. The hydration therapeutic guidelines start on page 827. They go to 828 for 2 more columns, and then a whole nother column and a half on 829. So it's a lot. And they do have a lot of examples in here. So look for the word example, stop at it, and be sure to transfer whatever example they have in those guidelines and move it to the codes. That way it's helpful for you. That way you don't have to go find it in these 3 pages of notes. I'm sitting here highlighting. I haven't highlighted these pages yet. All right. And let's get to the rationale. It has to be reported for greater than 30 minutes, even though it says in the code descriptor that it's for every 15 minutes or something. It's just insane. Yeah. I didn't put in a little thingy. Cover it up so y'all aren't reading the question first. Allergy testing. Oh, I hate allergy testing. This always confuses the heck out of me. I can't do these. All right, let's go to our allergy injections. We're going to go to probably the 24 and the 28 are the closest together. So I would run to those two first. So 950. Oh, I'm way off. 950. 24. And 28. What are our differences with these? This is 24 is immediate. 28 is delayed, right? This one's a scratch. "24 is cutaneous. 28 is also cutaneous. 17 is a scratch also. So let's see how the test was done. scratch or cutaneously. Of course, it was scratched. So we can get rid of our delay. Yep, it's going to be one of these. Are we doing the 17 or are we doing the 04? What do you guys think? Hey, Laura Love. I started fast. I just blew into town. I started late, but then got going fast when I started late. Yep, it is going to be our B. Because 17 is a combo one where 17 is a scratch and cutaneous, and they did not do anything other than the skin was scratched with two different allergens. So they didn't do any of the cutaneous. Yeah, at all. I've got one more, I think, of the allergy one. Yeah. I think. What is our 115? We've got our stick only here. Our 44. Is prep files. Our 45 is mixing stuff. Also, so is 44. We're doing allergens, immunotherapy. Yep, so's the other ones. Single dose vials. Where 45 is the single venoms. Where this one is single dose vials. And then 20 is no prep. Single dose. Let's see. What did we do today? What do you guys think the answer is? Put your answers in chat. Rachel, 17. This one, because it's ragweed, we're not having any stinging or venoms. So I know I can get rid of anything that stings or venom, right? We did an injection. So anything that is a dose or multi-dose vials, .45 is stinging. We're trying to make him not allergic to ragweed. $15 is a stick only with no prep, and so is $20. $44 has prep involved. So both $15 and $20 are no prep. They're both an injection. The 15 does not include a provision of allergenic extracts. So 15 would not have included the extract of the ragweed, where 20 does include it. That extract is in 20. And you can see the 15 says immunotherapy not including the provision of allergen extract. So marking those differences, no extract, with extract, are the most important things for 15 and 20. All right. Appendix L. Appendix L in the back of the book. I wanted to see if you guys knew how to utilize this scary section in the back of the book if we're going to have a question on Appendix L, which we did last year, 2022. There was one of the questions back here, but I don't know about 2023. You guys will have to maybe let me know. I have no idea. But in case there still is, I want to know if you know, like, for instance, what is the third order of the vascular family for right anterior cerebral of the thoracic aorta? So if we start out at the thoracic aorta, and I ask you for the third order of the thoracic aorta for the right anterior cerebral, which one's the third order? It's your right anterior carotid. Your second order is the right common carotid. You follow the little boxes, and the thoracic aorta is either right and left coronary, and then that branch ends and it does not continue, I don't guess, right? Because there's no line there. The thoracic aorta goes to the innominate. Then it can either go to the right common carotid, or it can go to the right subclavian, or it can go down to the right axillary. It just depends. If it only turns towards the right common carotid, then it goes to the right extended carotid or the right internal carotid. But then these boxes, this box only goes to the right extended carotid. This top box only goes to the right internal carotid for right here. So you just have to follow the little lines, and they only go to the correct areas. They'll give you two terms usually. It'll be your first order usually is what they give you, and then they'll give you your third or beyond, and you have to pick out what's in the middle. You have to figure out if you're arterial or if you're venous, and then go find your first order in the question and your beyond, and then you're just picking out which one's in the middle. One that they had last year was the celiac right here. They asked about what is the third order of the celiac. And if you follow the celiac over, it goes to the common hepatic, which goes to the gastroduodenal, and then goes to the right gastropyloric thing right down here. So that would have been your final answer, is this one, but you just follow the little boxes is what you do. And so I had some examples in this question here where if you go to the venous vascular family, and if I was to ask you what is the second order branch for the innominate, right brachiocephalic, for the facial, what would it be? Anybody know what the second order branch would be for that situation? You can just tell me I'm crazy in chat and you have no idea what I'm talking about, or you could try to put the answer in if you want. Look at Twinkle. She's like, important information. If you have this on the exam, it'll be one question. One question. There won't be multiple over Appendix L. Close, 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 close. Look for facial, guys, facial. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we're jugular. Yes. We're not subclavian. Yep. Yep. You got it. So all we had to do was you went to the anatomy, right? You went and found facial, and then you went backwards. What's in the middle? It's our right internal jugular. Perfect. It's all you have to do. You can come through here and like do one color to follow your one box like that. And then if I was to do here, we would do that one. This goes to either, it can go here to the jugular, but then this box only goes to the left internal jugular, where this external jugular only goes to the left subclavian. And then your left axillary only goes to the shoulder and ulna here. And then your intercostal, lumbar, all these only go over here to the lumbar. If they're going to ask you anything, it's going to be something like the celiac one, or this one up here. They did the difference between the internal and external carotids, because the external carotid is only this box right here, and they just want to know, do you know that the external carotid only takes care of this bottom box down here, and that the internal carotid goes with just this box right here? That's what they're going to test you on, just to see if you know the difference between that. What I did last year in my notes, and what I'm hoping to finish doing for this year at some point. I have not done cardiology. Cardiology, we only have 2 new CPT codes for that section, so I may just use last year's notes, update those 2 codes, and finish fixing these Appendix L's. All I've got to do is finish the brain. I didn't do it last year, but I marked which one was 3rd or 2nd or beyond, and I added radiology codes to them, and I got to do the kidneys, but I did all of these too, the blue and the red here, but I'm also putting the CPT codes next to each one, so that if you were to code a particular branch, you'd have the CPT code listed here with it. So I'm working on that. I've got the fluoroscope on there. I just got to finish it. But having those CPT codes here too is kind of cool too, because the answer's right there. These are your starting points, your thoracic aorta, your abdominal aorta, and then you'll turn and go to your first order, and then second, and then third. Let's see what my other question was that I had up here. Yep, hard one is finding the words quickly. Yep. It's just a giant flow chart. Here's our next one. Can anybody do this one? Which vessel is the 2nd order branch for the right portal for segment V. You're looking for the second order branch. Perfect. There is a key here too. So if you're looking for what do the abbreviations stand for, there's a key for it right there. And yeah, all she did was go through here, do a word search for segment V, which is down here, and then go backwards one. And she found anterior segmental. Yep. And there's your right portal. What is your starting point, which is the portal vein, which is right there. So you just do word searches, look for your third or beyond, and just kind of go backwards. Nine, 6. Lord, I don't know what notes I have on what video. I'm sorry, V. I have no idea. Yep. What about, what's the second order of for inferior epigastric? What do you guys think? My cat is out there crying, making some racket. What are you doing, Sammy? Are you okay? Okay. Let's see. Yep. Iliac. Yep. Perfect. Our external iliac. So y'all got this now. Let's see. What is the second order? Yep. Last one. What about that one? Second order for the left digitals. Okay, go kart. Good job, V. So what we're doing is a word search for left digitals. So you just start here at the very last column and do a word search for left digitals. Don't see anything there. Don't see anything here. And we end up on page 960. You find left digitals here. Go backwards to left radial. They asked us to give them the second order. This is only the third order, so we got to go back one more, and we got right brachial, bronchial, whatever. Or left brachial, sorry. Not right, left. Left. Got to get our lefts going. You're right, Dawn. Left. You see how the right brachial cuts off and it stops there at the second order? It doesn't continue on to these, to the digits, but the left brachial does. The left subscapular goes to another little box up above and then stops. The left brachial goes to this box and continues on to the digits. That would be a very good one for a very tough exam question right there. Make sense, Danny? Yeah, the right stops. It's left. Left has the line that goes down to this one, which goes down to the left digits. Yep. All right. Light bulbs. All right. Somebody keeps asking me about 26 and 20 TC and 26. I don't have any questions prepped for that for right now, but I think I might be able to find some, or I can just talk about some codes. Let me see if I can find some real quick. So 77386. Did I type that right? Yeah. And 77387. Those codes. And I guess 77385. They do have the parentheticals. So if we're looking in our book, the mama code right here cuts off, and we lose her parenthetical, which is up here, that says the professional component, PC, of guidance tracking 4 is to be used with the 26 modifier. Sometimes it's nice when they do tell us when to use modifiers or not, but you can't depend on it for sure. see, they're saying 87. Guidance localization. When performed, to report PC of guidance and tracking. Target volume and delivery. Target volume means tracking. No. For delivery and treatment, including infrafraction and tracking. Yep. Those three I have down that we can use the 26 modifier for them. There are some in here that I have down in the notes. Where were those? That they are to bill for the professional component, or they're to bill for the building. So if a building has a special MRI machine, you know, one of those that is full circle or open and not a full circle, and it's the only place in town we can send our patients that can't go inside the tube for the special MRI, then they get the professional component for having the special building for this particular machine. If a physician attends and does a radiological procedure themselves, and they're also the managing physician for that patient, and they're taking over for the radiologist and actually shooting whatever x-ray or films, that's when they can get the professional component in that 26. The TC is for when a building has a specific equipment that isn't available anywhere else, and we get to use that one. The differences, or these being on the CPC exam, I've not heard of them being on here lately. Most of the time it is with contrast, without contrast. They're really big on that. They're going to give you an oral contrast, something or another, and they're going to put down a bunch of codes and see if you understand the differences between that would be coded as a non-contrast radiological exam. Oral or rectal contrast doesn't mean you use contrast at all. So it has to be intravenously done for them to get the extra money for it to have the contrast, because you have to have somebody standing by for that, because it's intravenously given. I write some of my radiological guidelines on the back in the last column of radiological notes right here, right after the last one. So some things that we had down was the TC that we were just talking about, the equipment, supplies, and personnel cost related to performing the exam. And 26 is if a physician works to perform the exam. A lot of times the radiological tech does these things, but if the actual physician comes in and does it, then they get the 26 modifier. I got an example. Scout view means it's a single supine view. Sometimes they have AKA terms for things, so I put that stuff back there, and just a couple of examples for that. We can do immunizations or Moz surgeries. What would y'all like to do first? Because I can make up those questions fairly quickly. If y'all want to do some Moz surgeries or immunizations, because I gave immunizations so much. What would you guys like to do? There's my surgery. You know there's going to show up on the exam. I got them all pink. All pink. Heather, yes, it does, especially if see, technically, like I used to shoot x-rays in the beginning of my medical career, but I wasn't a radiologist. But the physician technically was the one responsible for the pushing of the button and shooting the radiology, and they read the radiology they read the radiology report there in the office. Your payer information and the way you do stuff in the office is only a hindrance to you for this exam. You need to get payer stuff out of your head and learn how to do these practice exam questions, not from a payer point of view, or a biller point of view, but only from what is the medical coding certification vendor, a HEMA or AAPC or NHA. What are they trying to test me on with this question out of the CPT book, which will have absolutely nothing to do with any payer information. So, except for maybe Medicare. Try to think about the guideline attached to that, and if you would or could in this situation, just based off the book, but no payer information. See you later. E&M, yep. All right. Let's say we have Mo's, Mo's, however we want to say it. Surgery, top of the feet. We're going to have no, let's do get this down here into this, and then is our answer. For our first part of the question, the first part of coding Mohs surgery is step 1 is location. Where would we code these slides? Would we be in 11 or would we be in 13? Step 1 for Mohs or Mohs equals location, always. Yep. Eamon's got it going on. Yep, we're going to be 11. Okay. So 11 will be in all of our answers. Okay, now which one would be our answer? Who's meowing? They told my son his car would be done with the tent at 4:30 today. It's 8 p.m. Oh no, he's still there. Good Lord. Good night, Jeanette. So, are we going to have correct blonde? We don't add the codes. Correct. We have to have 2 stages. So we have to have our 14. So step 2 equals how many stages? How many times did the doctor go back to the body and cut something off? We've got returns to the patients and cut something off. That means there's at least 2 stages, which means we have to add our 14. Correct. Now, if any of the things that we cut off the body, we cut 2 things off the foot, and we created microscope slides with them. The first one, we created 3 slides with it. The second item, we created 4 slides with it. They're independent stages. They do not get added. And if either one of the independent stages is over the number 5, then we get to add the 15. Number 11 takes care of the first stage and its amount of slides. If it had been over 5, we would have added 15. 14 takes care of independently the second stage. If it had been over 5, we would have added 15. Since neither of them are, then we know our answer is C. Why would you have 13 on the foot? Remember, location is step 1. Step 1 is either 11 or 13. There's only 2 codes for location. 2 codes. If you look at 13, it's smaller. It only takes care of the trunk, arms, and legs. That's it. Everything else, including muscle, cartilage, bone, genitalia, feet, hands, neck, head, you name it, everything else is thrown in to number 11. So 13 was never in play for this particular patient because of the top of the feet. First thing is you find out if you are 11 or if you are 13, just based off location. Then you have to figure out, did you have a second stage? If they went back to the body and cut something off, then you add your 14. If you happen to be, sorry, that should have been 12. You're right. That's 12. If it happened to be 13, then we would have needed the 14. Yeah, you're right. There we go. That makes more sense. Then if we had either one of those being over the number 5 microscope slides, then we would have added the 15. All right, let's try another one. Let's see. All right, first thing. Are we 11 or 13? Yeah. 14 is only used with 13, 12 is only used with 11, but 15 goes with anybody. Sorry, Danny. It's a good question. Let's look. If it involves muscle. If we're sub-Q, skin of trunk, we would be at 13. But if it involves muscle or cartilage or any location, you see number 11? If you look at number 11, it says, or any location with surgery involving muscle, cartilage, bone, tendon, nerves, or vessels. Any is 11. So good try on the tres minor being part of the trunk. But if your MA surgery, which is supposed to be superficial, just on the top of the skin, like that H spot or something, and it doesn't go down in the muscle or the nerves, then you're okay to go to the 13. But that makes it an 11 because it involves the muscle. So we know we're going to have 11. Ooh. Sorry, I have all my pens and my desk is just full of stuff. I went and grabbed the mail on the way home. Okay. We're doing 17312. Let's do our 17315. Let's do our 17315. And let's do our 17312. What do you guys think? Thanks, Blondie. Good try, E-Man, though. You had me thinking for a minute. Thank you for subscribing. Which answer do you think is correct for this one? We have our location. Y'all are saying that B is correct, but B is if we went to the body twice. Does it say that we went to the body twice and cut something else off? I only see that we went to the body once and we cut one muscle up and we cut it into 6 slides. So we would not have anything that's going to have the 12 in it because we did not have 2 stages. We only had 1 stage. Okay, good. Now we got it. Now we got it. And because this number is over the number 5, yes, we're going to add the 15. Oh, good gracious. Okay, are we 13 or 11? Because number 1 is location. First thing you got to find out is location. Are we 11 or 13? Okay, give me a minute, deep, and I'll do that one. Arms 13 per, arms 13, arms 13. Okay, good. We got arms, legs, and trunk. Yes, Aaron. Arm, then leg, then trunk. Yep. Yep. Body parts, different body parts. So we're still with the trunk and the arm, the left arm, no, right arm, and then the left leg, right? I did the left leg. We're still under the same category as 13, so we're good. But our number 2 is stages. How many times did we go back to the body? We went back to the body 3 times. You know we're going to add our 14. But since we went back to the body 3 times, what does that mean to our 14? What needs to happen? In our CPT code descriptor 14, it says each additional stage after the first stage up to 5 tissue blocks. What does that mean? Good night, Gupta. We went back to the body 3 times. So this is for 1 time. This covers one time. 14 covers another time, right? So we have our first time taken care of, our second time taken care of. How do we document that the doctor went to the body 3 times? We only have them going there twice right now. What do we need to do? There you go, Nancy. Good job. Oops, let me delete that. Yep, we're going to go times 2 on 14 now. Because we went to the body 3 times. So if you add 2 plus 1, you get 3 times to the body. And were any of these 3 times over the number 5? This one wasn't. This one wasn't. This one was. Since that number is over the number 5, we do add our 15. So D is our answer for this one. Is your brain hurting already? Yeah. Not 15 for the third time. Nope. 15 is only because one of the times we went to the body, we made more than 5 slides. It's the only reason. This right here is why we went to the body 3 times. The 14 and the 13. This only has to do with the number of slides we made individually per stage. Okay, let me see what MK, no, Deep wanted. Can you do abdominal hernia? Abdominal hernia. Let me get to my hernia codes. My brand new digestive system notes that are all done and complete. We're doing a abdominal hernia for Deep. Let me get this to where I can type. Okay, you go away. She said abdominal hernia. So that alone gives me a lot of info because the hernias are separated by the type of hernia. So if you're on page 389, abdominal hernias are the 91 mama code, the 13 mama code, and that's it. You're either going to be a 13 or the 91. Because these other ones down here are other body parts. The 21 mama code and the 23 mama code are different body parts. So it's either going to be the 13 and her children or 91 and her children. So that tells me a whole lot right out the gate with abdominal hernia. What else does she have? Separated by more than 10 centimeters. So with hernias now, you must know distance now between the outer margins of all defects repaired, measured before opening hernia defects. That's your guideline here with hernias now. we're supposed to know. So if you have, this is our human Fred here, and he has an abdominal hernia, and she said it was separated by 10 centimeters of what? By more than 10 centimeters. Okay, so he must have 2 hernia defects. One's here, and then he has another one here. And that measurement between the two is what you need to know now. It's greater than 10 cm. The one thing we do need to know is, are we reoccurrent or initial? If it doesn't say, then our default is initial, which means we're going to be with our 91 mama, right? So back to the book. The differences between the 13 abdominal hernia and the 91 mama hernia is this one is initial, first time they've ever had this hernia repair, or if it's reoccurrent. Then all you got to do is pick your size. So more than 10 is 49595 right there, because it's greater than 10. So it would be 49595, unless you found out it was reoccurrent. If it was reoccurrent, we would be 49617. And let me get back to the screen so I can show you. Does that help, Miss Deep? So the differences I'm just looking for my notes on it. Do we have it? Did I put it up here? Or did I put it on the last page of the notes? So strangled is strangled. Move. Is just what it sounds like. You cut off, instead of airway, you're cutting off blood supply to that area, and it's getting necrotic and is dying. So you have to go fix that up. Incarcerated is kind of like your children. If they ever become incarcerated, they can no longer go back without surgical intervention. So incarcerated can't be pushed back in and then stitched together with some mesh to hold it in. This incarcerated has to go in and repair the whole hernia. You can't just push it back in and put some mesh on it, and it'll hold. This won't hold with just mesh. What was our other one? Reductible. Reductible is the one that you can just push in. Push back. You can push that back in. Somebody had a musculoskeletal question, but I don't know what the question was to know what area to go in to answer that question. Reductible is just kind of like bulging, small intestines. You just reinsert it, push it back in. You can push it in with your hands, and it's fine. The incarcerated is bulging out also, but it's stuck. You can't push it in and it go away for a second. You know, it's just going to stay stuck out. It won't be pushed back in. Strangled is twisted, and it's so bad twisted that it's cut off the blood flow. So hopefully that is helpful. The peanut allergies. Yeah. Peanut allergy one. What codes are we in? 950 something? 950. These are the worst. I hate allergy codes. 950. Nine 950. Yeah, 950. The peanut allergy one, I have it by 95144. Peanuts, 4 vials. I have insects and spiders beside the 95170. Venoms are all in the 95146, 47, 48, and 49. Food allergy I also have down by, in peanuts, by 95125. So if we were going to use 95125, it's usually for a patient who has food allergies. They carry their vials, comes in weekly, for allergen immune therapy, and usually has 2 injections prepared and provided by the MD. That is the 95125 for the peanut allergy one. Now, if you're just going to hand the vials over to the patient and not give the injections, that's what the 95144 is, for mixing, creating the vials, giving them to the patient, and they may take them from their allergist to their primary care physician, and their primary care physician can give them the allergy shots based off what the allergist mixed up for them. And then their PCP would give them those shots, which would be the 95125. But usually the allergist mixes up those vials and gives them to the patient to take to their primary. Is that helpful? You're welcome, Vanessa. You're welcome, V. Quit reading the questions deep. I keep getting lost in the wording of the questions. Don't look for anything in the question other than what the CPT code is demanding you to look for. Like on these questions right here for our MA surgery, the only thing in this question we needed to look for was location. Leg. The other thing that we needed to look for was for this code, did we go back to the body twice? Yes, we cut another excision off. Yes, so we do need that. If we needed number 15, the only thing we needed to do was to look for the numbers and see if any of them are over the number 5. That one's not. That one's not. This one is. So ding, yes, we need the 15. I don't care anything else that's in these questions. I'm not reading. I'm not looking for any of this. Don't read any of it. Only look at the answers. What does this code need me to know out of that question for it to be correct? I don't have to look at anything for location here because A, B, C, and D have the same answer in the first spot. So location's even out. I wouldn't even care about location here. The only thing, and the first thing I would look for in this question is, did I go back to the body a second or third time? I found 3 numbers indicating there's 3 sets of slides. So I did go back to the body 3 times. That's the difference. Here, here, and here, and here. So I know I have to have that 14. I know I have to have it times 2. So that helps me get rid of C, helps me get rid of A. The only thing I need to know is, do I have to have that 15? And I do have to have that 15. I got rid of it when I was going down here. But yep, I need that. So don't read anything in the question unless the CPT code in the answers are directing you to look for that difference. That's all you need to do. So the only thing you would look up for this question here, off of these 2 answers, is location. So then you're only looking for what body part. And that's what you would go to the question for, and only do a search for body part. And that's it. Leave the rest of the question alone. That helps you eliminate an answer. The next part of the question would be, some of them have this in them. Some of them don't. Okay, did we go back to the body and cut multiple things off or not? You just look through the question only for a reference of going back to the body and cutting something else off. If there isn't, then great. I don't need the 14. You get rid of any answer with the 14. Some of the answers have the 15 and the 13 together. So the last thing, I'm going to go back to the question and look for the number. There's only one stage because we didn't use the 14. So how many slides did they make? They made 4 slides, which means that I don't need this either. My answer would be just this one. The only things I looked for are 3 little items. All the other wording you avoid like it's the propaganda that it is. Don't look at it. It'll only confuse you. Only look through the answers, and it takes practice. Go to the answers first and only look at what the answers need out of the question to be correct. And that's it. If words are confusing you, don't look at words, for sure. Thank you, Twinkle. I try my best, Vanessa, to do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Today was just a hodgepodge. I didn't have anything prepped except for a few questions that I still had left over from Monday. So it was a hot mess, but hopefully somebody learned something tonight. I'll do much better for Friday. I hope so. I hope it's been helpful. All right, guys. Well, we will do this again. Hey, Aaron, that question is starting to look like one of those kids' spiral art stencils. I know, I'm just going nuts on this thing, aren't I? You like a deer in headlights when you see the questions, right? I will add, let's say, March. Did I do the 12th or something, or the 19th? I don't know. So whenever the 90 days are up is when it goes to there. And I doubt we're at 90 days. Or I need to post, I think the musculoskeletal and the integumentary, I need to post up something in the shop so y'all can still purchase if you want it and need the replay before the 90 days is up. But I haven't done that yet. Nobody had asked me for it, but people were asking me for the guideline one, so I put that one up. But whatever March was, I don't remember. I know April I did for free. And December's, and I think maybe January's, because it didn't record correctly or something. But I am going to go take a Tylenol, eat something, because I've been running around all day, and then I'm going to come back and do more radiology book prep so I can get this sucker done and posted before I go on vacation to see my dear Uncle David, who is turning 70 years old. It's my mother's only brother. And we're going to go see him in Texas this year. I have not seen him since, it's been a decade at least, since he was 60. Huh? And since I was 40. So I'm going to get started back on radiology. I'm also going to do some book prep or question prep for Friday's live, so that y'all can have a more organized live for sure. But I hope this was helpful, and I will probably be on TikTok later to do the radiology book prep if anybody wants to watch it. Everybody can watch it for free, but then I save it for the memberships people so that they have data to watch. So I got to get another video up of that one. But I hope this has been helpful. I love you guys, and I will see you on Friday. I will tell Uncle David y'all said hello. You're in Texas too? I'm going to Fairview, Texas, if you know where that is. Wear your cowboy boots in Texas. Goodness, it's tennis shoes for me. I am all about comfort. What day did you say you're doing a TikTok live? Probably tonight on TikTok, some book prep videos. I just need to go eat some. I got some roast in the crock pot. And then I will be back for another live here on Friday for 2 hours of practice questions and Q&A with you guys for free on Friday. I will see you then. And the trip is next week on... What day am I leaving? The 8th. So that's a Thursday. So I can do Monday and Wednesdays live next week, but then I will not do Fridays live next week. And I can't do Mondays. And we fly back on the 13th. Lord, I don't know. We'll see about 14th if I can do a live on the 14th, but I know for sure I can do it on the 16th. March 29th. Yeah, I'm leaving the 8th and be back on the 13th. My oldest is staying here, so he'll be home. My IT department. Maybe he can get my OBS fixed because I've trashed it. He's going to be so mad at me. That's so weird. It's medicalcodingbyjen.com. Let me see. Let me give you the link real quick. Links. Link. TikTok. There we go. TikTok. You're in Dallas. I'm flying into that the love, whatever. Gonna get a rental car. And then go to Fairview. Well, I got an Airbnb in McKinney, which is close enough to Fairview where we can just drive across the city just a little bit to see Uncle David. I am. I'm going to Texas to see my Uncle David. He is 70 years old on June 10th. So we're going to go visit him. My mama's only brother. She has 3 sisters. They're all still living, all healthy. Sorry, there's 3 sisters altogether, including my mom. My mom has an older sister who lives in Texas and a baby sister who lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 3 sisters and 1 brother. He got teased relentlessly, I'm sure. I have no brothers or sisters. So did my dad. My dad was an only child too, so we just we have no idea what was going on. All right, guys. I will see you later on tonight on TikTok if anybody's still awake.